Well, it is my pleasure to welcome everyone watching on SRL TV around the world here to DW Stadium in Wigan. Closing out the round of games for week 1, we have New Zealand against England. Luke Driscoll leading out this English side, which is a bit new look. It has some changes to it and a loss of a fullback. They're playing for Cyrus Marks tonight in his final ever game in the SRL. And on the other side of the coin, technically the home team here in Wigan, New Zealand, led out by Dan Moana. It's also a new look, obviously, with Jai McCartney losing the captaincy at the end of the last set of internationals. Dan Moana has picked a different squad, so it'll be interesting to see how they go. Kieran Wells will get us underway here. My name is Jack Carl. I'm by myself in the commentary box tonight, so bear with me, but we'll get there. We'll have a fun time, a chilly time. It is very cold here in Wigan. We're underway. As the first kickoff goes down to Chance Bunce. He doesn't want to take the hit up. He'll give it to Kobe Johnston. This game has some pretty high level of importance in this game. New Zealand, heavy favourites coming into this, along with Samoa. I believe they're in opposing pools, so we could see New Zealand taking on Samoa in the World Cup final. Let me just confirm that. Yes, they are in separate pools. They're probably my tips to go through. Mediterranean have quite a few State of Origin losses. Same can be said with Wales, losing Riley Flynn. I don't know how big of a deal that is, Flynn and Morrison. So New Zealand are probably in a prime spot to take back the crown after a disappointing international period in the Pacific Champions. As this man is someone that has a bit of contention around him this week, not being selected for the New Zealand team, a stalwart of the Kiwis. He's fallen through to the English team, Aaron White. I can't say that I was expecting that one, but we might just take a moment to run through the team lists. We'll start with this English side, the team with the ball at fullback, obviously the retiring Cyrus Marks. On the wings, we've got Maiava and Aaron White, the man we were just speaking about previously. Hannah Hitchens and Cruz Buntoft make up the centres. And another contentious point, Chris Weston in the 6, Ash Crutcher in the 7, despite his great form in the opening 4 rounds of the competition. The forward pack, it's a strong forward pack. Daniel Engo, Robbo Mobiston and Mike Borsons. In the second rows is the captain, Luke Driscoll, with Aaron Beckman. The bench is made up of Mickenroe, daughter of Luke, Lucy Driscoll, Nathan Walsh and Ross Buckley. Don't let Snicko get anywhere near him. And I'd say the English side is stronger than it appears to have been last international period. They didn't do too well. But you'd expect with this team list that they do pretty solidly for themselves. And they've got an opportunity to prove that. And they've lost it immediately. I think that's Chris Weston there making the error, getting absolutely smashed by a New Zealand forward. I certainly wouldn't want to verse them. And Johnny Columbus gets his team out of danger really quickly. For the Kiwis, we've got Chance Bunce at fullback, Kumbolo and NBT on the wings, Tatara Maxwell and Johnny Columbus in the centres, Hugh Snow and Almatangi in the halves as Filippo Gould goes for a run. We've got Kelsakau and Gould in the props. Thomas Wallace at hooker. Dan Moana, David Tiawa in the second row. And Kobe Johnston at lock. Cameron Hodgson, David Barner, Anthony Delaney and Rakamanu make up the bench. As now the Kiwis now will have their opportunity. The English squandered in the first set. And now the New Zealand team will have a chance. Hugh Snow puts the bomb up. There's people converging under it. Cyrus Marks takes it with ease. There was no real competition there for the ball. And the English survived their first test. A bit of a line ball there. Both teams seem to be going very end-to-end so far, and Beckman continues that trend straight up the guts of the Kiwis' defence. And there we go again, Mobiston now, playing in the 10. I'd love to see how this partnership develops between Weston, Borsons and Crutcher. And Borson's playing a lock half role for this game. Maybe a bit of extra ball playing through the middle is the idea behind that one. As the Kiwis have done well to stem this attack so far. I thought off the first run this set was going to go a lot longer. Weston just punts it down the wing of Cambolo. We'll get around one. And Cyrus Marks will be there to make the tackle. My apologies for the breaks in comms. We've just had a few technical issues here in the box. But we will continue now with Aaron White taking a hit up off the kick return. New Zealand, pretty standard set. We're just going into a bit of a grind now, which is good. Real case of which team to break first. Daniel Ango will provide a solid run. Now obviously with the SRL moving over to the SRL 2.0 format, a lot of these players have got a bit to prove in this game. This is one of their last games they'll ever play in the Rugby League Live 4 version of the competition. And I would like to remind you that if you've not done the player EOI and you were considering coming along for the ride when we move to the new game, I would seriously suggest filling that out. I think we're going to have a great time on the new game. But for now, we've got some World Cup to win. And David Tiawa wants to make a real point of that. Straight through the middle. That's the run of a man who's got everything to prove. Filippo Gould again. He's had a cracker of a game so far. He managed to get a very efficient offload back to Thomas Wallace. You see with a lot of those offloads, they go in the reverse. They go backwards to Tara Maxwell. Playing in the centres, in my opinion, probably a bit of a waste there, but he's got them a perfect chance for Cambolo to go over. Did he touch the sideline? Lonnie Lawrence is going to send it upstairs as a no try. Anthony Lee might have spotted something there on the sideline. I think he stayed in, and that's an incredible try. How has he stayed in there? I think we'll see green lights here, and we do. Bunty Cambolo, what an athlete. Managing to stay in there. And Damon Warner will have a tough kick. Playing in the second row tonight. Something that I only noticed they were doing like recently. I didn't realize he was playing the second row this season. Bit of an odd one in my opinion. That he's been allowed to do that, but but interesting. Having a half in the second row. It might be the key for the Kiwis. A bit of speed through the middle. The English, they have their heads held low in front of what is essentially a home crowd. They'll need better defense than that because that was a very easy set. Filippo Gould through the middle, really tearing them up. Here he goes again. He's on a bit of a rampage tonight. He'll come off in around 6 minutes, but I don't think he wants to. Oh, what is that? That didn't look forward. That looked like a regular old pass. What's happened? That looked more forward. The English now with a chance in the Kiwis' red zone. We go to Luke Driscoll, another coloured hair fellow. Tiawa makes the tackle. Ango gets it to Mobiston. He's driven back by Thomas Wallace. It's a great tackle. Wells will go to Weston. To Driscoll, he's straight through. Luke Driscoll hits back. Daniel Hellier points to the spot. I tell you what, Daniel, who made that call on the forward pass? I'm not really sure that was... I'll just put it this way. It was a bit of a harsh call. But Luke Driscoll makes the most of it. The captain. Come with me, team. putting you on my back and we're going to score another try. We're going to hit back. Wellesley now with a chance to tie this game up. That's really the key of this game, is to defend your errors and to make the most of it when you get the opportunity. And English have done that. New Zealand have failed to defend their error. Wells, I mean, that worried me a little bit for a second there. But he makes it over. The Dolphins hooker. I think he's playing lock this season. Moana will get us back underway shortly. A seesawing affair so far. As Mobiston with a good run off the kickoff. They just mistimed that contact there. He dragged him for an extra 5 meters. You see Driscoll wanting to get involved. Wanting to lift his team after scoring the try. And they'll just want to they just want to complete a set here. They don't necessarily need to go down the field like they have been so far. They just want to complete a set, get to the end of it, defend the kick chase. That is one of the most dangerous things in the SRL. Are they going to go for a 40-20 here? Ash Crutcher's lined up for it. It looks pretty good. I don't know if it'll have the angle. But overall, that's a pretty strong set after points if they can stop bunts here, which they do. It's a commendable effort from the English. That is exactly what you want to do after points. As New Zealand nearly cough up another error. That's the half Moana in the second row tonight. Maybe he forgot he's playing second row. He maybe should hold off on those passes. Nearly a disaster class there from the captain. Both captains playing in that left second row position. As they'll go down the short side, just a bit of disconnect. They seem disjointed, the Kiwis. I think that's Tatara Maxwell that got in the way there. Oh no, it's Filippo Gould. And the ball will roll into touch. The English with another chance to put the foot down here. Go from 6 down to 6 up. Beckman, I believe he was the vice captain at one point. I'm not sure if he still is. But he's a leadership role in this team. And he'll want to lift his boys as well. Daniel Lengo up the middle. I thought he had a bit of space there for a second. As they'll move out to the left now with Driscoll. They'll open up the right side here. It's a great little setup play. They'll have the opportunity for a grubber, but Weston just met quickly. Thomas Wallace gets him, and Kalsakau has room to run. Just set himself up a little too shallow there, Chris Weston. As a half myself, I mean, you got to get deep there. You got to get deep. You got to give yourself space. Otherwise, what can happen is like that. Thomas Wallace, Moana going for a big run here. Gets the offload to Tatara Maxwell as well. I was expecting someone to catch him, but he just kept going until Cyrus Marks had to drag him down. The Kiwis, it's only second tackle. It'll be third here. And they'll have 3 tackles to play with on the English line. They'll go down the short side. It goes to Cambolo. He's got a double. Bunty Cambolo. Where has this come from? They were under the pump, and in the matter of 3 plays, they've scored a try to take back the lead. You see, Cambolo, he's making Cruz Buntoff look like a fool out there. Little goosey. It's too easy. And Moana will have the opportunity to send them up by 6 points here. You'd expect he gets this. Moana's a good goal kicker. And yeah, he's nailed it. I can't lie, I was trying to put a bit of the jinx on him. Had a big grin on my face when I said that. But Moana, he can beat the commentator's curse. We'll have our first set of and prop interchanges would have come on in that little passage of play. So that means Filippo Gould and Kalsakau are off. And Cameron Hodgson and David Barner have come on for the New Zealand. And Murray McEnroe and Lucy Driscoll have come on for the English. There's that man I was just talking about, Cameron Hodgson. Very solid player, Cameron. Would love to see what he does through the middle, usually in a second rower position. But I reckon he can have a big impact through the middle. And Bunce. I saw the English do a very good set after points before, but something tells me this is going to be even better. Just based off the first couple runs here. We're at 4th tackle. We'll need one more run here, not to be in the danger zone of kick returns. We go inside, outside. Bunce, he's nearly through. Borsons holds on for dear life. I'll set the kick up there to the right. It's Tyler Amatangi who doesn't kick it. Wow. I guess that's what happens when you put a fullback in the 7. I don't know, maybe he thought it was still 4th. He didn't elect to kick and just take the tackle, and now the English, they've got some very good field position. And that's no good. They've just given that straight back to the Kiwis. If they want to win this game, I mean, they're down on class. They need to execute well. They can't be giving up free things like that to the Kiwis. There's Kalsakau. We'll just have a settler. I'll go to Moana. He's getting a lot of touches so far in this game. Maybe part of the game plan. I thought they were going to go short side again. Speaking of game plan, they seem to be really targeting that Bunty Cambolo wing. And Moana will try to push his way over. He's going to be put on his back. It's a solid effort. Yep, Daniel Hillier rules it held up. And it goes to Hugh Snow, puts a bomb up. It's pretty solid, but there's no one back there. Oh, Chance Bunce, why did he go up for the tap? It looked like Tyler Amatangi was under it. And Bunce went up for the tap instead, and that was nearly a disaster. Kieran Wells scooping it up, but good tackle there, good desperation from the Kiwis. The English, last 5 minutes or so of this game, they've just been nowhere near the Kiwis' line. A lot of pressure put on them, but they survived it for the most part, only one try. The game is still well in reach. Kick it down to the wing of NBT. We haven't seen much of him tonight. He beats one. A good cover defense there by the kicker, Chris Weston. And they'll do the Jameson shuffle out of dummy half. Johnny Columbus gets on his bike. He's wrapped up by Luke Driscoll. NBT's through the middle. That's Nahana Broughton Thompson. Can he get to the line? I want to see him do a vortex on the field. Oh, and a held in tackle penalty by Cyrus Marks. Do they take the 2? They will. Oh, I don't know if I like that from the skipper. They're heaping the pressure on now, and Cyrus Marks, I think he's a little tongue-in-cheek giving that away. I think they knew that they were going to concede a try if they let him up. So Cyrus, intelligent play to hold in tackle and let the line get set at the very least. But Moana will send them up 8 points, I guess, in a representative match. You just take the points when you can get them. And Wellesley, we've seen this a couple times now. Wellesley putting the ball on the tee to kick us off. Solid team so far. It seems solid game so far. Sorry, it seems that the team difference though has been the problem for the English. They just don't quite have the same class that the Kiwis have. They've got speed all over the park, New Zealand. You see pretty much every play they make a big break and then they run for, 50 meters. Oh, that's a beautiful play from Bunce. Gets the offload to Tiawa, but that's kind of what I'm talking about. That's just the class. I can't see Cyrus Marks doing that, unfortunately for the English. And they've just been a little bit off on their execution as Kelsakau nearly breaks through. It's a desperation save from the Driscoll family. Both of them involved in the tackle. Bunce, I mean, this game could get ugly very quickly if they concede another try here. It's been tight so far, but if this is a try, there's no one under it, and it's going to be a... Oh, Kelsakau didn't put the ball down. He came down with it, and he didn't put it down. I think he might have surprised himself. I don't even know if he knew he had it. That's insanity. That could have been very bad for the English team there. I mean, halftime cannot come quick enough at this point. They need to be the next to score, I feel. I mean, 14 points isn't a lot if they were to concede the next, but just with the way this game has been played so far, the English, if they're not gifted opportunities, they're not really making any meters here. Oh, and another bad play from Beckman. Another forward pass to Cyrus Marks. They've been so off the mark. The lack of execution would be an absolute coach killer if they conceded from this. The Kiwis have a really good opportunity now. Get another try before halftime. A little ball playing from Kosaka there, off to Dame Moana. Trying to get that from the lock. Houston Barna is whacked. Whacked there in the tackle by Marion McEnroe, I think that is. Oh, knock on. I think the referee's missed something there. Cameron Hodgson lucky to get away with that one. They've set up the play to the left. It'll be Houston who bombs it out. Bunce is wrapping around the back this time. He bats it back to Bunce. Bunce puts a step on, but he doesn't fool the English defence. And that was Marion McEnroe that made the tackle. Good stuff. Good desperation there to hold on. Cyrus Marks now with a big gap up the middle. The English, they're well out of trouble now. They would love a try before halftime. I mean, 14 points to 6 is probably a bit of a nice scoreboard for the English. If they can make it 14 points to 12, even 14 points to 10, I think they'd be very stoked with that, given the possession swing in this first half. They've kind of just hit a roadblock. Once they hit that 50-meter line, they didn't really go anywhere. And they're in the danger zone, is what I like to call this area. That between the 40s, when you kick in between the 40s, you see the most, I was going to say kick returns, but it doesn't matter because, again, the execution lacking from England. Lucy Driscoll gets in the way of the kicker. And New Zealand will once again start a set in the English half. Not only just the English half, but within the English 30-meter line. David Barna pokes his nose through. McEnroe been solid defensively through the middle. Since he's come on his stint, Almatangi doesn't do much. He's monstered by Chris Weston. It's opposing half. Columbus in the middle. Got a bit of a roaming license, it seems. I've noticed that from particularly Columbus in this game. Not so much Tatara. A bit of a nothing set here from the Kiwis. Let's see if they can finish it off with a bang. They do the double pass. Almatangi, that's a great kick. See if anyone gets under it. They do get under it. Bunce, that's a try, surely. Marks makes a huge tackle. Helped there by Kieran Wells. I thought that was a try for sure. Kieran Wells and Cyrus Marks, they'll get a pat on the back from the coach and the captain, Luke Driscoll, as well. Because that could be huge in the context of this match. I mean, going into halftime 14-6 compared to 20-6 is an astronomical difference. And if they make a comeback here, you can thank Cyrus Marks, the retiree, and Kieran Wells for wrapping up as well. Marks has been pretty solid. He's just not had a lot of opportunities in this game so far. Bontov flirting with the sideline. We've just seen the English props go off. Replaced with Mobiston and Ango. We'll see what they do at half-time, but you'd think those two stay on. Oh, Beckman gets in the way again. If I had $1 for every time the English butchered a play, I would be quite rich at this point. That's something they really need to work on in the second half. I think that if they can get that, they're a genuine chance in this game. They've had some gritty defense. They've had some promising attacking moments, but just the execution has not quite been there. So if they can get that on track, who knows? We've got 30 seconds left in the half now. I think they'll get one more play, the Kiwis. I don't expect much to come of it. It would be quite quite a cool play if it did. Hugh Snow hit up to Filippo Gould, and that'll be the end of the half. We'll see you in the second. Well, welcome back to SRL TV for this matchup between the New Zealand side and the English side. We had a tough contest in the first half, New Zealand having a majority of the ball, but the English, just a bit of desperation. I fear this game could blow out. Is kind of what I'm feeling. The English, they seem to just be holding on by a thread at the moment. I mean, we'll run through some of the halftime stats. I mean, the Kiwis had 62% of the ball. They completed 12 sets. England didn't even get 12 sets to complete. They only completed 7 sets out of 11. I mean, the English made 20 more tackles. They missed 16 more. They made 12 less line breaks. I mean, the Kiwis have been completely on top. And honestly, kind of lucky to be in this England, as that will not help. That's kind of what has been the problem so far for this English side, just a lack of execution. Chris Weston there, I'm not really sure what he was trying. Going for the 40-20, but he didn't even get a 40-40. I said prior to the break that the English needed to clean up their game and there'd be a chance, but that's not how you do it. And Anthony Delaney, who's come on at lock, off the first touch, has torn through the middle, and yep, we could be in for a bit of a half. I was going to continue reading through some stats, but I think we'll just hold off while the Kiwis are attacking this line. They're right in the red zone now. Moana authorizing some good changes at halftime. I rate Delaney at 13. Short ball to Gould, put on his back. And Lonnie Lawrence, I'm not sure what he's doing, sending this one upstairs. I guess just to check, maybe his eyesight's a bit blurred from getting knocked by the Samoans yesterday. Obviously him and Hellier making the trip to Wigan on short notice to referee this game. Moana will set them up to go to the right here. I like their depth here from Hugh Snow. This is exactly what Weston needed to do. It's a little bit of a shank, but it might not matter because Bunce is too good. Bunce scores the opening try of the second half. He celebrates with Delaney and Gould. And the Kiwis, oh yeah, they're on. Even when it's not perfectly executed. I mean, the kick came off the side of the boot from Hugh Snow. The tap back was great there from Johnny Columbus. And Chance Bunce goes in, nearly untouched. I mean, just a bit of footwork at the end there from Chance. That's what an all-time player will do for you. And as we exit SRL 1.0, I think it's a conversation that needs to be had amongst the people to get a definitive answer. Who is the GOAT of rugby league, of the SRL? I think Chance Bunce would be up there. I'd like to put forward my boy Chaz Dingo. I think Eli Barnes would be in the conversation. But that's a lot of fullbacks. I'd love to see a man like Chris Lord, who's not playing for this Kiwi side. He is a Kiwi, but has switched his allegiance to Australia to play for Queensland. I'm looking forward to playing with him tomorrow as Kobe Johnston through the middle now. The Kiwis on a bit of a roll. But yeah, I think as a community we should have some sort of discussion around a definitive GOAT. Because I think that would be quite provocative as we move forward into SRL 2.0. And something Moana doesn't have under his belt. I mean, in terms of captaincy, Moana's got to be up there as well. Is a World Cup win. Is a international victory of a competition. Obviously, we had the Nines, the Manchester Nines. We had the Pacific Championships. I don't believe Moana's won a competition like that. Delaney has been on fire. He's going to push his way over. I think he's down, and the Kiwis continue to roll. Daniel Hellier is going to check that one. Sending it upstairs is no try. Yeah, Delaney's got that down with ease. And some reports through the week that Anthony Delaney was quite shocked to receive the call-up. He mentioned something about not being good enough to play, and that he'd be running the drinks and not playing. But, I mean, Delaney, you see for yourself, mate. You've got to be better, more confident in yourself. You've scored a try in a World Cup. How good. And Moana will be very happy that he's given the faith to Anthony Delaney there, as they go up by 20 points, the Kiwis. And just have to think that this game is starting to get out of touch for the English. I mean, New Zealand have come out with a rage in this second half. 2 tries in 6 minutes, doubling the clock in the second half. And obviously the Kiwis will have an opportunity to play 5 games. They're one of the only teams that will play 5 games. Most teams will play 3. One lucky team will get to play 4, obviously with the World Cup final. And the Kiwis will play minimum 4, possibly 5 if they make the World Cup final. Because they have a test match against Australia on the 28th of July, on Monday the 28th. So they'll get an extra game for that, like Anzac test, I suppose you could put it. Mama Maiava, that's what the English need, a big break. And an interesting point to raise about Mama Maiava is that left edge, Hannah Hitchens and Mama Maiava. I believe the first ever all-female edge in the SRL, which is pretty cool to see in the SRL. And as we move into SRL 2.0, it's great to have more women around the competition. The English now with a chance to hit back to keep themselves in this game. Ash Crutcher will force his way over. Lonnie's going to send that upstairs, but I'm pretty certain that the English might have just got themselves back into this game. And we've got a bit of a try-scoring fest so far in the second half. Yep, green lights, it's a try. Ash Crutcher. Broncos last season moved to the Rabbitohs, and I gotta say, I've been really impressed with Ash Crutcher. He has really improved his game. We've only seen 4 weeks of it, but I mean, if I was giving a most improved player award, it would go straight to Ash. He has struggled throughout his career. He's had a tough trajectory. Starting at the Rabbitohs all the way back in season 1 with his bench buddy Isaac Edwards. And I mean, they both followed a pretty similar career path where they struggled to really click. Had moments of brilliance, but overall struggled. And it's been good to see Ash finally find his groove in the team, partnering Sonny Tyre in the halves. So great job from Ash. And great to get a try for his nation. As the English will look to fight back here. I think they'll probably need to be the next to score again. I'm not sure how they would rate running down 20 points. As Crutcher, the man on a mission at the moment, gets it back to Cyrus Marks. He beats Thomas Wallace, but not enough to beat Kobe Johnston. Ash, Mike nearly gets in the way. Mike Borsons nearly gets in the way there. But they managed to get the kickoff and defend it well. Anthony Delaney continues his little rampage. He'll only get 25 minutes, I think, in this 13 jumper. So he's trying to make the most of it. In this lock position, rather, not the 13 jumper. Filippo Gould, what a game he's having. Hits him with the big don't argue. And racks up some more meters. I just realized we haven't gone through the halftime stats, but I don't think it really matters at this point. The moral of the story is New Zealand good, England bad. I think the only real thing to point out was NBT. He was seemingly quiet, but he ran for 107 metres. Lots of line breaks from the Kiwis. Nothing of note from England. I mean, the highest is 103 metres with Cyrus Marks. Yeah, so nothing of note there. Lots of missed tackles from the English. They've been really targeting Cruz Bontoft. He's missed 5 tackles just in the first half. I'm pretty sure he's missed a few more now in the second as well. So that seems to be the weakness in the English team, defensively at least. So a lot of tackling practice this week for Cruz. They kick it down to that wing. Rakamanu is out there. Moana will split them up the middle. Kiwis were just entering a bit of a holding pattern again, which is, I think the English will like that. I don't think they'll like lots of points because I don't think they can outscore them. Oh, that is unlucky. Aaron White's going to go into touch and they'll get 6 more, the Kiwis. Oh, that is rough. Aaron White makes the read, but he doesn't have enough awareness to stay in. The Kiwis now with a prime opportunity to really put this one to bed. English, they keep fighting back. You think the Kiwis have put the nail in the coffin and they fight back. And they're just holding on by a thread. Tara Maxwell shuffles out of dummy half and steps. But they've got 3 tackles now to work with. Just a settler with Anthony Delaney. I thought they were going left there for sure. TR was in, but the referee rules it a forward pass. Just a little bit of missed execution there. I think the tackle forced that forward pass. But otherwise, Tiawa went in way too easy there. All right, apologies. We've just had some technical difficulties, but we are back with Hannah Hitchens taking the ball up. As we enter the final 20 minutes, we'll start to see some of the final prop rotations come on, and then we'll have those lock rotations as well. The English now, it's do or die time. He's whacked Driscoll. And the Kiwis will survive another set. And the game entering a holding pattern. As I say that, Kobe Johnston runs straight through the middle. Gets the pass to Johnny Columbus as well. What a ball from Kobe Johnston. As Mayaba manages to reel him in, luckily, because otherwise that would have been a very good try to the Kiwis and probably game over for the English. It hits the 60-minute mark in this game. And, oh, nearly a holding tackle. I feel like the penalty could have given that. I saw the props go off in the backfield. Tyler Amatangi, that's the second time he's done that tonight. Just a bit of lack of awareness from Tyler there, not to get the kick in. I guess maybe they're trying to just play the long game now and pin them down in their end. That's pretty much the only reason I can think that he didn't kick that ball then. So the English struggling to get out of their own end. That run will help from Robbo Motherston though. I've not seen the attempted 40-20, but I think he was outside, but it's not going to matter because Bunce is going to take it out to touch. Oh, no. I think Bunce wasn't sure if it was inside the 40 or not. And he's tried to do it. He's got the turning radius of a truck. I know some of the boys have been playing Truck Simulator in the SRL, Euro Truck Sim. Maybe Bunce is one of them. Taking a few notes from a Mack truck with that turning radius. The English, I mean, they've got to score soon if they want to be a chance. They still need 3 converted tries. We're down to 18 minutes left in this game. Ash Crutch, oh no, he's thrown it straight to Delaney, who'll make a huge run. He'll keep running. Cyrus, make the tackle, mate. And 25 metres out, they'll start that set. That is poor from Ash. Just a lapse of concentration, I think. And now the Kiwis with yet another opportunity. Now in coffin. Delaney. Boy, he's been good. I say start him there next week. Moana, is he over the line? Are they going to bring it back 10? No, they won't. That might be against New Zealand's best interest here. Nope, Wallace gets it off. Snow grubbers it. I think it was Almatangi that was offside. He had to pull out of that chase, but it doesn't matter. They'll get a set restart. You can see the English, they look tired. They look exhausted. I don't know if they've got the juice in them to do this. What was that? That was not a long kickoff or a short kickoff. That was a bit odd. It was just like a little dink. It went about 20 metres. I don't think I've ever seen that. Rugby League Live 4 surprises you every day. You see new things all the time, and Anthony Delaney deserves one. In fact, it's a double. I forgot about his first try. Delaney, what a game, mate. Give yourself a pat on the back. He's just about to go off. That'll be his last touch. His last touch is a try. He fends off his opposite number, Mike Borsons. What a performance from Anthony Delaney. And, mate, you have basically confirmed a New Zealand win here. 15 minutes to go. They need 4 converted tries now. Or at least 4 scores if Moana gets this goal. It'll be 3 converted tries and a score. Anthony Delaney, got to be my man of the match so far. I know that he's only played 25 minutes, but that stint is the most important section that I've seen from a player. I mean, they've scored, what was a halftime score? I want to say 20 points in 25 minutes. Not quite. It'll be 18 points. Yeah, 18 points in 25 minutes, and 2 of those are from Delaney. So really solid performance from him. I'd be interested to see his his full-time stats. Moana's probably another one that is up there for my player of the match. He's been really strong in that left second row position. But now it's a case of England. They just need to survive. If they want to make this World Cup final, they need to not give away too many points. It might come down to for and against based on who gets in. And Ash Crutcher with a step. How often do you see that? The halfback putting a step on. And it's a held and tackle penalty, a bit of a piggyback. And New Zealand will definitely want the for and against, because I dare say New Zealand and Mediterranean will be in a battle between each other to finish highest in their pool. Sorry, New Zealand and Wales, not New Zealand and Mediterranean. Mediterranean is the other pool. Yep, so New Zealand and Wales had a big victory against Ireland last night, in this game last night. So if they can hold out the English here, they'll be very stoked. And Ango, he's a barnstorming runner. They don't hold him out. It's just one pass. Daniel Ango on a bit of a mission. He rolls through him. The honour of playing with Ango last season at the Cowboys. He's a very good player. English, I fear that's just a consolation try at this point, but like I said, for and against will matter. So we'll see if they can reel this score in a bit more. Only the top team from each pool will move forward. And those pools include Samoa, Tonga, Mediterranean, Scotland is Pool A. And Pool B is Wales, Ireland, New Zealand, and England. So only one team from each of those pools. My tip is probably New Zealand versus Wales. No, New Zealand versus Samoa as the top two to go through. I can't see Ireland or Scotland or Tonga doing anything, but I would love to be proven wrong. We love a good underdog story. And obviously my Irish boys, I love to see them do well. I can't represent them this competition, but I wish them all the best. They're going to be just outside the 40 for that one. Daniel Lengo. Daniel Lengo with the kicking. That's a sight. MBT with a break. Pushes his way up past the 40. You just see they're kind of sniffing. They don't want to put away the tricks yet. Still 8 minutes to go. Kobe Johnston with an offload to Bunty Cambolo, who's seemingly come back on at prop. Which is something we see in the SRL quite a lot now, is these backs coming on at prop. And one of the ones I can remember really well is where it started to originate. Lee Simon, back in, what would have been season 5 or 6, absolutely tearing up through the middle. He played very good in that season. Mama Mayava. And Lee Simon, he's got a real opportunity to be Tonga's fullback moving forward, with Tonga not playing very well in that opening game against Samoa. And I guess England moved to the question of who replaces Cyrus Marks as well. I mean, just looking at their team list at the moment, you'd think maybe Aaron White would go to fullback. Maybe Mai, if you wanted to give Mai a crack. I can't think off the top of my head who is eligible for them. Got an attacking kick. Bunce should take that. He doesn't. Mobberston. Oh, it's another instance of taking it and not putting it down. And England squander another chance to maybe have a crack at this comeback. I'm just going to pull up the international eligibilities and see who England might be eyeing off to replace Cyrus Marks come next week. Well, maybe Jackson Chapman. The fact Jackson Chapman's not in the team is kind of crazy to me. I've only just noticed that. Jackson Chapman should be a shoe-in. He should be in over a few of these people already. Especially with the season he's having. If we go off the first 4 rounds, I think he's winner of the year. Maybe up there with Caleb J, Marshall and Metcalf, those kind of players. And Caleb J earned a Origin call-up as well. I'd have him in that same boat. If the final 3 minutes, we'll see if anything else happens. I mean, England will be fighting for it. I think New Zealand are just waiting for the buzzer to go now. They'll take their 14-point victory. Cyrus Marks with what potentially is his last run of his career. Weston seems to be hitting the middle of the ball now. It's a good kick. It's a very good kick. He's going to hold up as well. MBT is going to get out. Wow. Oh my goodness, NBT, take a bow. Take a bow, Nahana, Broughton, Thompson. Give us some vorteces in the sheds. What? What a play. Weston, that's tough. Kambolo through the middle, gets the offload to Johnston. Let's push up to halfway. The Kiwis have got this one wrapped up. Let's see if they get one more play here, the English. Maybe a kick return. Where's Cyrus Marks? Is it going to him? The last play of Marks' career. And it's going to go to the other side. It's going to go to Mai. He gets met. What a game we've had here. Thank you for watching our first week of World Cup action. New Zealand taking the victory here today. We'll have a look at some of the stats in a moment. And that possession didn't really even out at any point in this game. So the fact that England have only managed to concede 32 points, I think they should be impressed with themselves. Definitely got some work to do, but they've made, what, 40-odd more tackles there, 30-odd. So they should be relatively happy with themselves. Just need to work on that execution. We'll move into the individual stats. Yeah, Moana, what a game. This is what I wanted to draw attention to. Anthony Delaney, 26 minutes, 11 runs, 189 meters, 11 tackles, 0 missed, 4 line breaks, and 2 tries. What a performance from Anthony. He is my player of the match by far. What a performance from Anthony Delaney. I don't even have words to describe it. That's absolutely incredible. Look at some of the tackle stats real quick. Shut through that. David Tiawa, very strong performance in the 12. That's what you love to see from a 12. Obviously, the defensive second row, making 21 tackles, 0 missed. Low line break count from the whole team, especially considering they made 35 line breaks. It's odd to see that low line break individually. Highest being 4, but they've got 4 players with that as well. Okay, we'll move on to England. And yeah, not much on the English side of the ledger. I mean, Driscoll had a good game, but he's in the left second row. Kind of expected. Marks, he was pretty quiet. Lots of line breaks though. Buntoft cleaned up his defense in the second half. Had 5 missed tackles at halftime. So good to see that he only, or to be fair, he came off at halftime. That probably explains why. Another solid performance from the number 12, Aaron Beckman, 24 tackles, 0 missed. And Kieran Wells, 33 tackles. That is a lot. Did miss a few, but it just shows how much defense the English had to do in this game. It was a solid match. We will be back next week with some more matchups. Let me just run through real quick what that looks like. So next week, New Zealand will be taking on Ireland, July 14th. That's the Monday. And England will be taking on Wales, July 15th. That's the Tuesday. Now, thank you guys so much for watching this game with me. But I've got a flight to catch. I've got to get to Brisbane very quick. I've got a State of Origin to play in tomorrow. So I will see you then. I've got to bounce. Bye-bye.